Hi everyone, I'm Sheyi, Head of Brand Architecture and Operations here at Gensify Africa, and I welcome you to the grand finale of the 2025 Founders Prize. This year, we were thrilled to receive 131 entries from 3 different African countries, proving once again that storytelling knows no borders and talent has no limit. The Founders Prize was created to spotlight Gen Z student writers who dare to dream, who pour their truth into words, and who show up with skill, technique, and consistency. This isn't just about one great story. It's about showing up again and again with brilliance. That's why our winner tonight was chosen not by a single moment, but by the highest average score across all 3 stages. Last year, our champion took home 1 million naira. This year, the stakes are just as high, with 700 naira in cash up for grabs to be paid in your local currency, waiting to be rewarded to one exceptional storyteller. The winner of this year's Founders Prize will also be featured in the next edition of the Gensify magazine. So sit tight, feel the tension, and soak in the magic of what happens when young African writers are given a platform to shine. I would like to invite my colleague Ruth to take us through the Founders Prize journey.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Ruth Omowero, and I'm the Deputy Senior Project Manager at Gensify Africa. Briefly, I'm going to take you through a recap of the 2024 Founders Prize and the journey so far for the 2025 Founders Prize. The 2024 Founders Prize, despite being the inaugural edition, was a resounding success. We received an impressive 102 initial entries from 3 countries. The competition was fierce, the talent extraordinary, and in the end, 32 semi-finalists emerged, culminating in the crowning moment of our first ever winner, Uruwari Ibiapuye Tom. The 2024 Founders Prize followed a 3-stage format, each with its own unique theme. Stage 1 explored a utopian society, Gen Z built the Africa of dreams. Stage 2, unspoken truths, Gen Z love. And for the final round, we centered on when the spotlight found me. After an inspiring showcase of creativity and depth, our top 3 candidates emerged. In 3rd place, we have Gabriel Divine Favor, who is from Delta State University, Serena Morris Odubo, who was from Niger Delta University. And in 1st place, we had Uruwari Ibiapuye Tom, who had an average score of 82% for stage 1, 90% for stage 2, 53% from stage 3, and he was from the University of Port Harcourt. Here's a little bit about Uruwari. As the 2024 Founders Prize winner, Uruwari's winning entries are currently available in a just published on Gensify Under 27 magazine, where he was featured as the 2024 Gen Z Writer of the Year. Building on that momentum, the 2025 Founders Prize returned with an even bigger reach and greater impact. This year, we received 131 submissions from 65 schools across West Africa. On the 14th of May, we wrapped up stage 1. And after a rigorous grading process and an intensely competitive selection round, 60 brilliant voices advanced to stage 2. Today, the 2025 competition also follows the 3-stage structure, with themes carefully our young student writers. Stage 1 carried the theme Sankofa, Gen Z reclaim the Africa we almost lost. Stage 2, Moments of Being Real. And for the final stage, we invited our finalists to reflect with the theme The Weight of Almost. The bar has been raised, the competition is tighter, and the talent continues to amaze us. We're incredibly proud of how far the Founders Prize has come. We're excited for what lies ahead as we continue to spotlight the next generation of creative thinkers and writers. Today, we're even more excited to be here to unveil our winner. I'll pass the mic to my colleague, Sikemi.
Hello, everyone. I am Oluwashikemi Oyedeji, the HR and Operations Officer at Gensify Africa. I'm delighted to share the special recognition for writing chosen from both the graders and judges. Though this score may vary This writer has consistently stood out for the originality, style, and execution. As a result, they have been selected for publications in the upcoming issue of the Gentify Under 27 magazine, a space dedicated to amplify young and powerful voices across the continent. For stage one, the theme was Sankofa, Gen Z reclaimed the Africa we almost lost. And these are the lists. Kindly go through the list for the stage one graders list. So for the stage two, here are some other list names. Congratulations, everyone. And this is the judges list for the stage one. Congratulations to everyone. So for this stage two, the theme was the performance of being real. And yeah, the graders list and the judges list for stage two. We have Anikwe Precious Amarachi from the University of Nigeria, Deborah Uzak, Joe Okairo Jazel Uchenna, now University. We have Omozuribo Treasure Mary Chinecherem from Rema University, Arobadi Ayonfeluwa Mary from Babcock University, Chidike Princess Ezine. And for the stage three, the theme was The Weight of Almost. And here are the grader list for that. We have Nanaya Asatewa Asari from JIMPA Ghana, Bakre Isaac from Leeds City University, Jegede Esther from the University of Benin, Angalapu Tekena Gema from Old School Africa, and Kono Achua from now University of Nigeria. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you, and I will be passing the mic to my colleague, Laju.
Hi guys, good afternoon everyone. My name is Laju Omamuli. I'm Senior Product Manager for Gentify Africa. Just to complete what Sikemi says, we have a graders list for stage 3, and it's Joel Jesu Uchenna from Now University, Lajidu Ruth from Babcock University, and Chidike Princess from University of Port Harcourt. But moving on, it's time for the main event. And I have some of our graders and judges who were very active in this year's edition here to join me in the announcement. We have successfully collated our top 10 finalists and we will be announcing in descending order. Also, for this segment, we will be reading out excerpts from their entries before calling out their position. So I'll be starting with this. Letting the warmth of the food settle in my belly. I didn't cry. I didn't feel angry. I just felt full. Calm in a way I hadn't felt in months. Like I was finally doing something for myself. It wasn't a decision I made this morning. It had been sitting with me for a while, gently knocking. I had ignored it long enough, but now I am ready. The weather is perfect for disappearing, and for my final act, disappear I shall. I feel oddly suited. I've carried this version of Kasim for long enough, and maybe, just maybe, it's time I let her rest. I wonder how long it takes anybody to notice. This excerpt is from the stage 2 category fiction, and it belongs to our 10th place, who is Chidike Princess Ezini from the University of Port Harcourt with an average of 59. Congratulations, Princess. Wasn't easy to get top 10 out of 100 people. Moving on for the next excerpt. But change, as we know it, as we know, it is constant. Time will not see change cease to exist, but it will most definitely see the end of half-baked identities and personalities. And so the stage of trading simple joy for edginess morphed into the stage of the willing performer. I didn't know it then, but every morph and advancement in stage was fueled by a desire to fit in, somewhere, somehow. Not just to feel at peace with my real self, but to feel like myself with real people. There was a need to be different, but to be different together with someone. And so the conscious performance began. Also from our stage 2 with category fiction. This excerpt is from our 9th position, Tekena Gema Agalapu, with an average of 62%. Please bear with me, Tekena, if I murdered your name. Congratulations for coming 9th. Moving on quickly still, I'll be reading the next excerpt. Annie, you thought you weren't being yourself because in your head you'd unconsciously decided Barney was your online self. And Annie was the real you. She leaned forward, but we put so much pressure on ourselves to be real that we forget. Whatever you do, however you feel, that is real. There is no rule book saying you have to act a certain way to be your true self. The title of this article was named Just Barney, Just Annie, still under fiction and from stage 2. And the author of this piece, it comes in 8th place. Her name is Kano Acha from Nine University with an average of 63%. To carry on with the announcement, I would like to call on one of our active graders, Olenze, to call on 7th to 5th. Okay, I think I have to carry on. Holly would come in for 4th and 3rd. I hope you guys were enjoying the excerpts we're reading from. The next excerpt says, let me tell you guys about Kuro. She was the first person I considered a best friend. She remembers birthdays. She brings small perfect gifts. She knows when someone's spiraling and goes above and beyond to make sure everyone sees her be caring. She defends you in public, but she's not afraid to embarrass you in public either. All is well when she's happy, but nobody should be happy when she's sad. Her love language is inclusion. If you are in a circle, she acts like she wants you there. She won't let you drift. She will drop like a fly when it's convenient, though. This is also from stage 2, performance of being real, under the category of fiction. And the author of this piece is Serena Joan Morris. She comes in 7th position, and she's from Niger Delta University with an average score of 64. Can somebody remind me where I stopped? Are we at 7th or 1st now?
We're at last.
I would like to call on one of our graders, Ruth, to call on 6th and 5th and read the excerpt, if she can.
Okay. Almost is a cruel kindness, a mercy with teeth. It brushes against you like a blessing and a bruise in the same breath. It lets you see what could be, what you nearly touched, before pulling it away, just enough for you to spend the rest of your life wondering what it might have felt like to hold it. This is from stage 3 with the title The Shelf Life of Almost, under the category nonfiction. And this belongs to Nanaya, who has an average score of 60% and who has come in 6th place. I think we can now move to the 5th place grades. Who are you when you're not performing, when you're not a beacon of excellence? Who are you without your academic achievements and exploits? Why don't you see this failure you think of as a tragedy, as something that had to happen? She continues, being a Gen Z is hard, and it's worse when you're trying to be what people look up to. This is from stage 2 with the title Almost Perfect under the category Fiction. And in 5th place, we have Anikwe Precious Amarachi, who has an average score of 64% from the University of Nigeria. I'll pass the mic to my fellow grader, Oli, to continue.
Hello, everyone. Still, this reclamation is not without struggle. The past we seek to retrieve is not just a glorious one. It also holds trauma. Colonialism, slavery, dictatorship, civil wars. To go back and get it requires courage. Not all of it is golden. Some of it is painful. But even pain, when acknowledged, becomes power. Gen Z is daring to look at this full past and say, we will build anyway. And this act of returning is not abstract, it's personal. This was from the stage 1 nonfiction category titled The Return, Reclaiming the Africa We Lost. In 4th place is from Front Foundation College is Tijani Hamida Oluwabamisola with an average score of 65%. Congratulations. And then we'll move on to 3rd place. He remembered everything in an instant. The way her curiosity hung in the air, the way her presence shifted the room, but she was different now, fuller in energy. Rooted, she wore a waist bead that peeked from beneath her linen blouse, anklets glittering, ears lined with gold. This time, he saw her first. And just like before, she was standing in front of a Sankafo mural, this one carved into reclaimed wood, wings spread wide, bold in its return. And this piece is titled The Performance of Being Real from our Stage 2 nonfiction category. And in 3rd place from Leeds City University is Bakari Isaac with an average score of 68. Congratulations, Isaac. And now I'm going to pass the mic over to our next grader.
And that happens to be the chief judge. And before we go into the 2nd place and the 1st place, I just want to say how amazing it was, reading these entries and enjoying the creativity that has been warehoused in them. And I also want to applaud the top 10, everyone who's made it to this list. This is an exclusive list. This is us having worked through over 130 something entries to get you here. So the fact that you may not be standing behind the check or even touching the check at all this year does not mean that your journey as a writer or your journey is invalid, or even if you're not in the top 10. We recognize, just like in the section we had before now, the outstanding entries that we received, and we understand that as graders and as judges, there's so much we could do to bring out who we perceive to to be the best. But in true honesty, we are all winners. And for the second place, I believe I have the entry on the screen now. For the second place, I'm going to read the entry and then call, just like the other graders have done. We are perpetually observed, not only by the state, but by friends, strangers, and the silent algorithms that shape our every experience. The digital realm is no longer a backdrop to the self. It is the stage. And on that stage, the self must perform. And on that stage, the self must perform. Captivating, curated, beautiful. This performance does not begin with deception, but with anticipation. Not with mask, but with mirrors. This was a stage 1 entry from our second place, titled Son of the Return, and it was in the poetry category. And the second place for this year's Founders Prize goes to Joe Ukairo Josiel Uchenna. Jasiel Uchenna, with an average score of 69% and from the now University of Nigeria. He was also the stage 1 highest scorer. Now, with all joy, with pride, joy, honor, I would like to announce the winner of this year's Founders Prize. Founders Prize for Student Writers 2025. And the winner is none other than, oh my God, congratulations. I don't even know how to say the words, but $700 is about to get into your account. So shing shing, you're about to hear the shing shing sound. Jegede Esther, congratulations. With an average score of 73% from the University of Benin, we have Jegede Esther as the winner of the 2025 Founders Prize for Students Writers. Congratulations. 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 Jegede Esther and her winning entries will be published in the next edition of the Genzify magazine. Jegede will also be featured as the 2025 Gen Z Writer of the Year. It is an incredible achievement. We are proud of you, Jegede. In the next few minutes, you will be given an opportunity to speak, to tell us how you feel, to open your camera and talk to the people who have been rooting for you. We are proud of you. This is a global stage that you have now gotten to. Your talent has gotten you here, and we are exceedingly proud of how much work you put into your art. And I think this is the time. This is the time we get to hear from the victorious one. Esther, we can see you here, and we are proud of how far you've come. Can you please let us know shortly before we wrap it up how you feel? And yes, what's your mood like now? Now that you're a millionaire, you're going to get paid in your local currency, which is Naira. So this is very well over the... Is that Jegede I see on my screen? Oh my God, she's putting on the lab coat. Hi, Jegede Esther. It's good to have you here. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. We are so happy to have you as our winner of the second edition of Founders Prize for Student Writing. You have distinguished yourself indeed.
Sorry, I'm a bit emotional. Really sorry.
It's okay to be a lot emotional. I would be emotional if I was the winner. We are happy to have you emotional about it. We are happy. How does it feel to be, how does it feel to be the second edition winner and Gen Z Writer of the Year 2025? How does it feel?
I feel really blessed. When I saw my score for the last stage, I already given up. I was like, God, let your will be done. Whatever happens, happens. May the best man win the prize. But I didn't expect it.
Turns out the best man is you, and the prize is yours. We are glad. We read your entries from start to finish, not just myself, co-graders, co-judges. We did see, in fact, your entries across each stage did spark a lot of recognition. I'm sure you must have seen from the recognition slides that we had up before you spoke. And before you were announced, rather. And we have even one on our screen right now. It's just a showing of how much work you put in. It's a testament that, indeed, creativity and hard work and consistency, because also across the program, there were other people who were scoring higher across each stage. But for the lack of consistency, would not have gotten the average score that you got. And I'll be honored to read this excerpt, guys. If you're still in the meeting, we'll be ending in a minute or two. After this excerpt, we are going to ask Esther Jegede to tell us what inspired her entries, and then she will be allowed to go back to her lab work as a millionaire. He remembered everything in an instant. The way her curiosity hung in the air, the way her presence shifted the room. But she was different now, fuller in energy, rooted. She wore a waist bead that peeked from beneath her linen blouse, anklet glinting, ears lined with gold. This time, he saw her first. And just like before, she was standing in front of a Sankofa mural, this one carved into reclaimed wood, wings spread wide, bold in its return. This was a stage one entry titled When a Bird Looks Back, in the fiction category, by our winner, Esther Jegede. So I'd like to ask you now, can you tell us what inspired this entry as well as the other two entries that have gotten you this amazing prize?
Sorry for my back. Everybody class with me. Somebody like me, is very practical. I've not really gone on anything to do with African culture, the tradition, and everything. And around me, where I live, people, they don't carry that. Should I say Africanism? They like to call them.
Esther, I might have to stop you for a minute there. We're having transmission challenges with your sound. So can you maybe improve your network? We don't know how you might be able to fix that. So we can hear you better. We're unable to put together your words. So we understand that you would not have expected this spotlight. I know that we've been saying that the spotlight can find you anywhere. We didn't expect to find you in a lab coat, in a laboratory, but we did expect to find people anywhere. And not only does it please us, I think last year as well, we had someone who was a chemistry student, and it might interest you to know that our last year winner was also a contender in this year's competition, as well as some other top contenders from last year, but did not make it as far as you did. And it really meant that the spotlight was literally after you. So we are willing to wait for you to get your network fixed so that we can hear from your brilliance. So if you have better network now, you can go ahead to speak, Esther.
Okay. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So, as I was saying, what inspired Sankofa was the fact that I embrace African. I anything that has to do with African culture, language, but around me, girls like the prophetic, white, whatever. Some people they rather get Serena than Adebayo or Adebola. Some people rather. So showing Africa has a very rich culture. So we have to bring it back. And from the trend that I see lately, it's like Africans, especially Nigerians, are not the ones colonizing. Some of them want to try dreadlocks, some of them want to try thank you.
You've only spoken about your Sankofa piece, but because of time and because we have everyone here on this meeting, we would expect to hear more from your other entries, maybe at the radio interview and the entire event our team has planned. Usually we do host the winner and have radio tours and have radio talks. So we expect to hear more about what inspired the other entries. So make sure you prepare something cool to tell us. And for the most important question, which is the one that will make you want to go back home from work immediately. And the question is, when will you receive your pay? A worker has worked and has earned and has earned his pay, right? So as soon as we can confirm your account details that you send to us immediately after this call, you would receive. Usually our finance team does it immediately or at the next business day. So congratulations, Esther. Truly, the spotlight is yours. And you will also be featured in our magazine as the writer of the year. And we can't wait to, get you on your media tour and get your writing career started. All of our team members are happy for you. Most of them are still in the office, celebrating you as we speak. It's been almost 3 months long of working with Founders Prize entrants and participants, and you came out victorious. And we actually did realize that you have been consistent with our projects. You've been attending our projects, even the GoPro event we had in Benin. It was a very nice realization for us. And truly, your consistency and your talent has paid off. And we just want to say congratulations. You can go on working with a different style now. At least your name is beginning to find its etching in the list of writers and African voices that have risen at a young age. Congratulations, Esther. I would like to end the meeting now. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you so much for hearing from for. Okay, go ahead, Esther. I want to say your thanks. Go ahead. It's your spotlight now.
Okay, I really just want to say thank you to everybody, especially the few friends I made from the group. Everything encouraged me when I'm going to the group. I just say I don't understand what's going on. So I think the winner of the Founder Prize last year, I made friends with him, so I just talked to him about some things. And he actually encouraged me. I'm really grateful. Sorry, I don't know your name, but thank you so much.
My name is Bob, and I'm the founder.
All right, thank you so much, Bob.
Yeah, I heard there's been some speculations about the founder on the group chat. So the winner you would also get to have a welcome dinner when we host you in town. So we'll get to meet. We'll work together. The last winner also had a great time working with our team. Would make sure that we work together to get your voice to the audience it deserves. You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and bye.